Oh, that's cute though.
She said, indoor Christmas cafe. That's what I want. Hello, hello, and welcome to Drunk Art History. I'm Gianna.
I'm Bianca.
Oh
We're
my
here.
God. Woo!
IRL for Drunk Art History.
IRL.
APT 101.
Oh my gosh. You asked and you shall receive.
Truly.
So
We have to get used to recording in person again. I know
I
we've talked about
know.
that.
I feel like we've talked about how when we record and we have to share a mic, like we're so close to each other, but I'm like, you're so close to me.
Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, it's fine. I just normally have you on we each get our own side of the table.
Yeah.
And we have to share the same side of the table.
Yep. Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, I had a good Christmas because I spent it with you.
So nice.
I'm a nice person.
Are you ready for 2022?
No. No. Are you ready for 2022?
No.
What an awful question to ask. That's horrible. Why would you ask me that?
I'm sorry. I thought it was like normal conversation.
No.
I was telling Gianna, I went to go get my haircut and I just had my hair stylist was so nice, but I had the weirdest conversation with her. Like she would ask me a question, like she was like, "Okay, are we ready to cut some hair off?" I was like, "Let's please." I did not know what to say to her.
I'm not used to laughing in front. I just opened my mouth like a goddamn pterodactyl.
I think you look great.
I hijacked your story there. It was a good one though.
No, I just feel like 2022. Am I ready? Well, I don't know. Are we about to go back on lockdown or am I gonna have to practice more social skills?
Yes, we did. We were recording in Tulsa at my what? What did I do?
That transition was really funny. Yes, we're recording.
No. Listen,
from Tulsa,
live from Tulsa. No, we were recording in Tulsa. We were in Edmond, so on the treacherous drive that is between the two suburbs, I wait.
Okay.
No, we were. What did you just say? Oh, we were talking about how we don't have any social skills. That we don't have any social skills.
Case in point, if you're listening to this, it's already trash. Great.
It was a great little story, David.
Yeah, really good. So I'm assuming nobody wants to hear more of our chitty chatty. I hope you guys had a very lovely holiday and are ready to jump into 2022 because we are not apparently.
Nah.
So we thought that totally no research, no script, we would do some drunk art news. So should we try to take a stab at it?
Yes, because also I don't know. I go back and forth on when there's a bunch of art news and we don't have time to report on it. We can only get one. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But that's fine. But I'm now we get the opportunity to see the other side of the coin, doing all the art news stories at once.
Yeah, you know what I just realized we didn't do? We didn't talk about what we were drinking.
Oh yeah. Today's drink menu?
Yeah, drink menu.
Should we tell them about the blueberry muffin?
No. It was a cocktail that wasn't seasonal.
You don't get to know.
I don't. Yeah, I'm tired of talking about the blueberry muffin cocktail.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're just.
So we're not having that.
Well, we weren't having that anyway. Okay. So we have eggnog and a little bit of bourbon. We've got some wine here. We've got gin. We have ginger ale somewhere laying around. Yeah. I think it's a good mix.
I got
good
this little
holiday mix,
fancy bottle opener or bottle stopper for Christmas, but it takes all the air out of this lovely red wine I have.
Fancy
from Walmart.
Okay, now we can get into art news.
Okay, did you have an art news story?
Yeah, well,
which one did you? see first or wanted to talk about first?
Well, the one that I thought of was the Robert E. Lee time capsule that they found, and this is
What's a time lapse?
the time lapse from someone's phone. No, a time capsule that they found in
Wild.
it is wild. Did you hear about this?
Yes,
Oh,
I did. I'm so sorry. Is wild one of our words?
I think so. So, yeah, I think wild is a good
Okay.
one.
Bianca and I say a lot of the same words, as you guys know, like
On
wildly
APT,
fascinating.
yeah, we love to repeat a phrase.
Or interesting. I feel like if we say wild or if we say like interesting, you gotta take a sip.
Yeah, wildly,
Just a little
wildly fascinating. Wild. What's the other one you said?
sip. Interesting.
Interesting. That's
Wild,
interesting.
fascinating. Wildly fascinating.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
And then juxtaposition.
We'll see if that one comes out.
It might. You never know.
That's like a sober, snooty art word.
We'll see.
Okay.
Okay. So for art news, I had seen on the news the time capsule that they found in the statue of Robert E. Lee, which
Yeah.
is just.
They found another one in there.
Oh,
There's
I saw.
might be a
There might be a
one.
second one in there.
Yeah.
Because they only found one, and it wasn't the documents that they thought were going to be in there. So they were looking for like a photo of Abraham Lincoln. They were looking for a photo of Abraham Lincoln. And for some reason, they knew that the time capsule was going to hold that photo because they'd seen it in a different art, like newspaper article or something from the time, but it wasn't in there. So it's it's so cool.
It's not
How
interesting.
it's really, yeah.
It's
but
not
just
wildly fascinating at all.
No, drink. And yeah, they found two separate potential time capsules in a statue. Also, who does that? Who was like, this is a great place for a time capsule, but maybe they knew Robert E. Lee sucked and he needed to be taken down.
I just kept thinking about Parks and Rec, where Leslie Knope is trying to like create a city time capsule and like have everyone put like one thing that they think encapsulates like the spirit of the town of Pawnee, Indiana. And oh, what's his name? I forgot that comedian actor, but like he does a cameo in Sponsored by Brahms.
Sponsored by Brahms.
He does a cameo in Parks and Rec, and he's trying to get Twilight in the time capsule.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that episode. That's a good episode.
But then they all read Twilight. And it's
really
cute.
Yeah, that's nice. I could watch Twilight.
Yeah. That sounds fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can watch.
But
so what art news do you have?
Okay, I'm a little bit confused about this art news story in particular because they found like a fossilized dinosaur like embryo, is that correct?
In a fossil.
In a fossil. But what I kept seeing on the news was like that this fossil was already found in like the year
2000. Yeah, they had the Chinese government had found this in the year 2000, but I don't know.
So like what has it been doing?
I don't know.
So it just like I'm like, you're making a big deal out of this now. But I was like, why didn't we hear about it?
I don't know.
22 freaking years ago.
I don't know. But that is so interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they made that like little recreation that was going like everything.
You literally just
on my
said
Instagram.
Interesting. Is that you didn't even hear it?
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's becoming a problem.
Yeah, it actually really is. Sometimes when I'm editing, we just said interesting like 20 times.
So sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was a cool one.
Yeah.
But a little bit confusing. I want to know. I have some questions that need answered.
Yeah, take it up with Chinese government.
And then there's kind of a sad one, sad art news that we shared.
Yeah.
On our story, boy of APT OG Wayne Tabode died just after Christmas.
Yeah, at 101.
101 though. Like, round of applause for Wayne freaking Tabode.
Cheers to Wayne Tabode.
Yeah.
Clink.
Oh, sorry, that was aggressive. So that was sad, but he lived such a long life and like was still really like healthy and like able-bodied as far as I know because he was still like painting in California
Yeah.
up until he died. So yeah, honestly, what a role model.
Yes. Sad Wayne, but he gave us a lot. He gave us a lot of amazing
Yeah.
and beautiful artworks.
Yeah. There was another art news story, and it was something, I don't know much about it, but they found like a really well preserved mummy of like a
Oh.
pharaoh, I think, like someone of importance, because it was well preserved.
Uh-huh.
Like it wouldn't be well preserved if it was anybody else.
Oh.
But they like unwrapped it and like opened up like the coffin or like whatever it was in, if it was, I don't know.
Yeah, that's like that could be like really bad.
Yeah, I just feel like
I feel like maybe they probably know what they're doing now with like a pressurized air system or something.
I don't know. Like I didn't get that far into it this morning. Like waking up and reading about another mummy that they can't freaking unwrap. Just stop doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna pretend to know much
You could do
about
like an
mummies,
x-ray of
but
it, right? So you could see inside,
yeah,
see what the mummy looked like. But you don't have to disturb it.
yeah.
It's annoying. Whose mummy was it? Just a
It's just
pharaoh?
someone. I think it was a pharaoh. Just like it. It has to be someone important for it to have been so well preserved
Mm-hmm.
and like mummified in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So it could have been anyone, but someone important.
yeah.
Okay. I just mean like it didn't have to be like someone of royalty. It could be like noble, like of nobility.
I don't know. I feel like that's kind of what they made it sound like, though. I mean, like someone of like
Oh,
status,
top tier.
top tier,
I see.
tip of the pyramid.
Okay. I got you now.
Because otherwise, it wouldn't, like if it was someone else, if it was like a slave or something, it wouldn't have been like
Right.
you know, preserved in such a well way, taken care of in its resting place.
Right. Okay.
You
Gotcha.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotcha.
So I'm going with Pharaoh.
Okay. Interesting. Oh, dang it.
That's art news, unless a lot of things. Did anything happen in pop culture over Christmas?
Oh my god. Well, we're gonna get into it. We'll get there.
But that was like before Christmas. But I guess
No,
we
but
haven't.
the height of like there was stuff that was supposed to happen
No.
like over Christmas.
Oh, okay, you don't.
We'll get there when we get there
Okay, I believe you.
because we're not there yet.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to
TBD.
start though?
Start with questions.
Yeah. Should we get into questions?
Okay.
Today's art pop talk.
Yeah, I would love nothing more, but thank you to everybody who also submitted questions.
Mm-hmm.
We're very excited.
They're good questions.
And I'm sure everybody knows, but yes, just as a reminder, all of the Art Pop Tarts sent in questions to ask Bianca and I, literally about anything. It was art history related, fun related, pop culture related, all that fun stuff.
All
so,
related.
Yeah. You guys had some good ones.
Should we start at the top?
Start at the top. Let's do it.
Okay.
I like this question. What's the weirdest thought you've ever had at an exhibition?
What's the weirdest thought you've ever had at an exhibition?
Like weird is like a specific word. Like I've had a lot of like really catty and like bitchy thoughts in an exhibition space.
I mean, you could go for that.
Yeah, sometimes I just feel like if you guys ever walk into like a contemporary art gallery and just like it's just not for you, or like you go to like an underground like art show like in your hometown or something, or where you live, and you're just like, this is why people hate contemporary art. I have like, sometimes I get that feeling quite a bit, but also like I do that to myself, for like I'll look at the stuff I work on, which you guys know I use. Like in my undergrad I was using a lot of like trash and like used products, and so I would just think like, this is why people hate contemporary art.
Yeah,
so that's
fair.
a thought that I've had pop up a lot.
Yeah,
but like a weird thought,
I don't know.
Sometimes I think like like you play the what if game. Like, what if
Oh, yeah.
I like actually touch the piece, which like
Oh, yeah.
gives me so much anxiety thinking about, but I'm like, what if?
I think about stealing art a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I always think, like, what if I just
What if
took
I took it?
this?
What would happen?
Yeah.
What would
What
happen?
would happen? I kind of want to do it. Ooh,
Oof.
if a missing piece turns up, you know where to find me.
You know what? I'm sure that the mystery to the Isabella Stewart Gardner stolen artworks like confession is written in like a recipe blog post somewhere because nobody reads that.
Yeah. I'm like determined to find them up in Boston. I think I will. We went to
Somewhere
oh, that's
there's
a weird
like
thought I've had at a vintage store. Like we went to like a thrift shop and I was like, I'm gonna find the missing Rembrandt here in this room. I
this
haven't found it
room.
yet, but don't
I
worry.
believe in you.
I just applied for a job at the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum.
Somewhere in like
I hope
a
someone
nice
there
like
sees this
Boston
video.
cream pie recipe is the entire thing.
Yeah, I keep an ear out when I'm like on the street or at restaurants.
Like a suburban woman's blog post.
Totally.
Boston cream pie, be on the lookout. A tartlet better find that recipe. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it's
they
not,
probably
I'm gonna be
would. We
disappointed.
need more Boston tartlets so I can like hang out with you guys.
Oh yeah.
Okay, next question. Gianna, which genius artist do you hate the most?
Which one?
I hate a lot of them.
Yeah, I feel like this is a question that we answer often. I mean, there are ones that I like love, hate, like my kind of all be ideal love hate is maybe like Jeff Koons.
Yeah.
We've talked about that. Artists I hate. I'm tired of hating on Picasso because I feel like that's just like truly getting really old. Hating on Gauguin is getting really old. He just takes up a lot of my brain space and I don't appreciate that.
I have a funny story about Jackson Pollock. I was kind of thinking about Jackson Pollock. I don't hate Jackson Pollock's work is the thing. And I don't know that I hate him as a genius artist, but his identity associated with the boys club of abstract expressionism, that's like what I hate. Is like when you think of abstract expressionism, you like see Jackson Pollock's face. But I was at an art museum like a few weeks ago with Andrew, and we were walking around and there was a Lee Krasner piece. He's gonna be like so mad I told him this story. And there was a Lee Krasner piece, and Andrew's like, "Oh my gosh, Lee Krasner! I love his work." And I was like, "What did you say?" He's like, "Yeah, I love his work." And I was like, one more time." Like, "Yeah, Lee Krasner, like he does great stuff." And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then I think I had asked maybe like if you'd seen it before, like, "Oh, you're familiar with it," or something along those lines. He's like, "Yeah, yeah." And then we're turning around and I was like, Lee Krasner is the wife of Jackson Pollock. Not that that's all that she is, but I was just,
right.
So maybe that's why I like will hate on Jackson Pollock, because when you see something that's abstract expressionist, you think it's part of a boys club. And there are so many great abex women artists.
I feel like another one that we don't talk about as often, just because I just don't really find his work very like relevant. Like Chuck Close is like such a
disgusting
human being, but also I just feel like talking about like color theory and like pointillism, those aren't things that he invented. I don't get why he gets a gold star for that. Like other artists were using color illusion and like pointillism way before Chuck Close. So I'm like, just because you did a freaking portrait of yourself in like 5 different dots of colors, like, what do you want? Like, you want a gold star?
He did.
I don't know. I was like, why are we talking about this guy? Like, none of the
Yeah.
things that he did were like, none of it was new. It was just that he did it, maybe bringing it into like a contemporary setting other than like a pointillism or like pictorialist kind of
Yeah.
vibe. I don't know. It just like he's other
It's a
than
good
just
one.
being like a disgusting human being, I truly don't get what the hype is about his work.
Yeah.
Been done.
Yeah. I like that one.
Yeah.
Okay, what's up next?
I thought this question was funny because we're not gonna have a good answer. Unclear if it counts, but curious to hear if y'all's fashion trend predictions. What? Hang on, basically, what are your fashion predictions for the year 2022?
2022. I don't know. I feel like 2021, we obviously saw a ton of just, more athleisure because of COVID, like working from home and stuff like that. But 2022, please no more low rise skinny jeans. Maybe like gaucho pants will come back. Gaucho pants and ponchos at the same time.
I actually fear that
Because I feel like the cycle, you know what I mean? Like we had low rise jeans, we have this like 2000s creeping in.
Okay, on top of that though, I did see a TikTok where I'm not sure what designer this was, but we're seeing this like resurgence and play of like color and also pattern. And I think that's kind of wrapped in with the early 2000s kind of 90s trends that we're seeing, like the 13 going on 30 dress that I can now buy from,
or like plaid. I feel like plaid pant, like plaid capri pants.
But I feel like some of the bad patterns are going to come back. Like I think chevron, like one of the patterns that this designer featured was chevron, and she was like, I told you, chevron. But it's not going to be chevron like as it was. It'll still be this, but I don't know how to explain it. I feel like chevron will be used differently than just like being all on every shirt ever.
I'm not on board with that. None of these fashion trends sound good.
Chevron with a poncho and like low rise jeans.
Nope. Hard pass.
As we
on
sit here
2022 fashion.
All black.
Yeah. Okay, Gianna, who would win in a fight? Sofonisba Anguissola, Lavinia Fontana, or Artemisia Gentileschi? I have my vote, but I'm very biased. Why do you think Artemisia?
I mean, she's our gal, and like it's kind of like a ride or die situation. Like that's who I would have to bet on, or like that's whose corner I would be in.
Yeah.
Like even if I thought differently about something else, like it's kind of like a ride or die for me.
Okay, I would pick Lavinia Fontana.
Why?
Because I wrote a paper about her, and she was badass.
I wrote a paper about her.
She was so cool. She was a portrait painter in Bologna, and she was able to paint all of these portraits of people in the city. And then she has what I argued was a self-portrait in her Judith and Holofernes piece. So her painting of Judith and Holofernes, because Lavinia Fontana was a portrait painter, she painted herself in the place of Judith. And it's so cool because she like has a knife and she's like looking out at the viewer, So I feel like Lavinia has like,
she's got an edge to
her.
her.
She's got an edge to her. She's like, yeah, I cut off Holofernes' head. Here I am. It's me, Judith / Lavinia Fontana. She has an edge.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good answer.
Thank you. Sofonisba, I think, is too soft. I don't think she would win. She would have like clever like back workings. She would be like the puppet master of the fight between Lavinia and Artemisia.
She'd be like a WWE fighter. They're like not really fighting. She's just like staged the whole thing like beautifully. Like it's all a dance.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Since we're kind of on that track, best Italian Renaissance artists.
Best Italian Renaissance artists. I'm gonna say my number one is Botticelli. I think Botticelli is the most stunning, amazing painter that there's ever been. I just like, I don't care that all of his ladies look the same.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, they're beautiful. All I want to do is stare at Venus's face all the time. I'm not mad if like every lady is Venus with like beautiful skin and long auburn hair.
And even if all their bodies look the same within his work, what I think is so interesting is that it's a nice change of pace from looking at the other like realistic bodies, but also you keep seeing like the female face, like a female anatomy that has come from a man anatomy. And I just feel like it's a
Yeah.
nice break in anatomy, even though things are like morphed and it's not perfectly like real.
Mm-hmm.
It's this break from hyper realism, trying to be hyper realistic, but putting like studying male anatomy and trying to make it a woman's body.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's not doing it for me.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we're a little biased for Botticelli.
Yeah, definitely.
This might be a fun time because I don't know if do the art pop charts know about our like Venus tattoos? Have we talked about that?
We never talked about it.
Yeah, Bianca and I have matching seashell tattoos for Botticelli Birth of Venus, but also
Lady
Lady
Gaga.
Gaga. So
I feel like I haven't gotten a good Lady Gaga update in a while.
very true.
But she's busy on the holidays, you know. She's with
Well,
the fam.
I mean, she's been in a lot of interviews with House of Gucci.
Yeah,
like,
she was doing a lot of work.
Now I feel like that's kind of cooled down a little
Yeah.
bit, but we had a lot of good like interviews with her and
We had a lot of good content. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, are we there? Do we want to talk about some pop culture? Or are you not
Yeah,
ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, what is our real take on Kim dating Pete Davidson?
Okay, here's the thing. I'm so excited to finally talk about this.
Okay.
We haven't talked about it yet.
I am so excited to finally.
What did she say? Okay, I need to know your thoughts on Kim and Pete.
I don't know if I even have any, you guys. I had seen some photos where like they kept saying like, oh, like Pete and Kim are actually like holding hands because they would like hold hands when they were like getting out of the car, and then when they would like walk away, like it wasn't like staged anymore, like the couple's photo wasn't staged. They went to like Disneyland or something together.
What?
They did some
yeah. Well, that was the first. That was like one of the first hints.
But I don't know. Other than I know that I think they were seen in like New York, like having dinner. I don't have enough information to form an opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm gathering that you do.
Well, I've been listening to like the most podcasts about it. Like, I'm gonna say it. I'm wildly fascinated by this relationship.
That was worth the drink.
That was so worth it. Like, it's just when I first heard about this, you know, Kim hosted SNL, and honestly, Kim did a fucking great job on SNL.
That was good, and I really loved her fits.
The pink jumpsuit,
that was on brand.
Oh man, it's like
good.
painful. It's like one of those things that you see and you're like so saddened in your heart because you're like, I will never ever have that on my body, and it's so sad.
Yeah. That's also the saddening part about the image that she creates, but continue.
I know, but I can't help it. It's so beautiful. I thought she did a great job on SNL.
I thoroughly enjoyed that episode of SNL.
So then
don't get me wrong.
We see her and Pete hanging out. We get the Disneyland shot, and like when that's like right after that, everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, Kim and Pete, they're definitely dating." Blah 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 blah. And like some of my podcasts, like I feel like the podcast, like because I work from home and I'm just like alone most of the day. You know, your podcasts are your friends, and I'm like listening to half of my friends think that this is just like a hysterical joke. Like they're literally fucking with us. Like they just want. It's so inconceivably funny that Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson would be dating. And then the other camp was like, no, I think this like has potential. Like it's Pete Davidson. Like I like Pete Davidson enough as a person, but I'm definitely like personally not in the camp of like Pete Davidson is like the most amazing, gorgeous, funniest man like ever.
Yeah.
Like I'm definitely not there.
Yeah, that's good.
So like it's so crazy to me that now all of a sudden these two camps have like merged into the
Did she
thought that
go to
this
Long
is
Island?
she went to Staten Island.
Oh,
So
right, right.
over Christmas, the Kardashians always throw the Christmas Eve party, and we were wondering if we were going to see Pete at the Christmas party because there was probably a good chance that Kanye was going to be at the Christmas
Oh my
party
god,
for
so
the
she
kids.
went to him.
Well, no, but like Kim would be at the Christmas Eve party, but like because
But
it's
Pete
their
wasn't
party.
there?
No, I can't remember. Wait, I don't know. It was just Christmas
But
Eve.
then where did she
I can't remember if we got updates, but like we haven't gotten like a picture of Pete Davidson on Kim's like feed yet. You know what I mean?
One thing I did think was interesting, if you guys watched the SNL Christmas special that kind of was but wasn't,
Yeah.
because of COVID, Paul Rudd was hosting and he did a really good job. But there was this like random skit in there that one of the like the kind of skits that they do the pre-film for, so it's all like shot really nicely.
Yeah.
And it was this like black and white like short, and Pete Davidson plays some like washed up comedian, but he makes a joke about like, remember when I was like the number one like celebrity bachelor in the years like 2019 to 20 whatever for no reason. And I thought, just I don't know, Pete Davidson is good about keeping up with his SNL
Yeah.
like jokes about himself that are pop culturally relevant, so I thought that was interesting.
Okay, so I just want to look like it's not like Pete is like on Kim's feed. I just don't know because like I don't know who's at the Christmas party. So I think that's what we were kind of like waiting to see, or the Christmas Eve party, like if Pete was going to be there or if Kanye was going to be there, and what if they were in the same room together, because now Kanye also just bought that house like across the street from Kim Kardashian. It's so why I just like, and then who is Pete Davidson going to date next? Because I just like, this can't be end all be all theoretically for Kim. I just like, I can't see that happening. Just,
I mean,
do you think Pete Davidson is ready to be like a dad to North? Like, I just don't see that happening. So
that makes me very scared for all parties involved.
It's fine. Like,
but
it's fine
I'm
for
happy
them to.
if she's having a good
Yes.
time. Like, that's great. I love that you are dating someone or having fun with
Yes.
someone who is, number one whatever celebrity bachelor, if we want to call him that, in the year 2021, 2022.
Yeah.
Good for you.
No, that's great. It's just like,
but no,
who
I
is
don't
Pete
think
Davidson
Pete
gonna go to
Davidson-
next? Like, who is his next girlfriend gonna be? Do you know what I'm saying? After Kim. Oh, that's another thing.
How does dating Pete Davidson work? Like,
yeah, right. Well, apparently they were zip zooping all over the place.
zip zooping. No, like
They
how
were
does that work?
because they were going from like Manhattan, because I think they were at Paul Rudd's taping of
just feel
SNL.
like
then they went to Staten Island, and then they were in LA, and they were like
he
going
was
all over
engaged
the
to someone
place.
that didn't even live in the same state. Like, did he live there at some point? Like, does he have a house in California? Or like, is that how he's able to date Kim Kardashian? The geography of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand.
I know. So those are my thoughts. I'm just wondering how this is all gonna end. I think that's my main thought.
How is it all gonna end?
Yeah, right. Okay, Gianna, is forgery art?
I really liked this question. I think yes, it is art.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, it's something visually that you created. That is in itself the definition of art. Like, plagiarism is still like real, and that's also a thing that exists.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that it's not art.
I think it takes a lot of skill. And I think also, like, if we're going to say that anything is art, like, it is art. What the value of that art is a different question.
Well, there are also some schools that people attend where, like, if you all have to paint like the same subject, but you all have to paint it to the height of realism. And the goal is like for everybody's painting to basically look the exact same way. If you're trying to capture it exactly how it looks, being as realistic as possible, at the end of the day, everybody's painting would like look the same.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're doing something like forgery or like capturing something in realism, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a skill. I don't know.
I think it is.
Yeah.
And also forgery can be kind of beautiful. I don't know, the like thinking about the kind of like intellectual comparisons that forgery gives us and like how we can think about forgery on more of a theoretical level, the way it plays into art. I think that's
Mhm.
also worth something, and that's also
Yeah.
artful, you know.
Well, and also too, if you're thinking about like so often we think of these like huge like murals or like frescoes or like old classical paintings, and we're thinking like how could that person, paint all that thing, just by themselves. And
Yeah.
that wasn't always the case. Like they had a team of people helping them. But when you think about like the stylization and the painting techniques, that all looks very like consistent.
Yeah. Like being in a school, like the school of
Yeah,
Raphael,
and
how
you're
they're
like,
trained to paint like their leader. Is that
right,
forgery?
right. And
Is
like,
that
and work
acceptable?
for him.
Right.
You can think about the same people that build sculptures for artists. Like a lot of the times these days, especially if you're doing like if you have a cast for your piece, like you make the original one, but then from there you get it shipped off and you like send it to a foundry and it gets duplicated because that foundry has that mold, so you can just replicate and replicate.
Mm-hmm.
I guess same thing could be said for kind of like printmaking, just the idea of like
Yeah. What about
replication.
printmaking? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean like printmaking gets a lot of hits. I don't know what word I was trying to say there. Printmaking, I don't know, kind of, I should say like gets a bad rap, kind of the same way like photography does about like duplicates and things like
Mm.
that. But if you're printing them by hand, it's still like it's all the same thing. It's all the same work. It's still an original
Mm-hmm.
print. So I never got that, like why it got hate. I think photography, depending on like, because if you're doing like something by hand and you're like manually exposing it, and
Mm-hmm.
if you're doing like ink manipulation, then there can only be like one original of like that one photograph that you are creating. So but then from there like you can just duplicate it and make copies of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it depending on what kind of photography you are like practicing or like what methods you're implementing, there can only be one original. But that's not to say if you were in forgery and if you were able
You
to
could recreate the
do
same.
it, but
Yeah.
you would still have to do it every single time.
Yeah. Okay, I think I might know who this one is from. John, I want to ask you because you were talking about ready-mades a few weeks ago. Why is Marcel Duchamp an essential? Did I say that right?
Essential?
Essential.
Essential?
Okay. Why is Marcel Duchamp an essential? Why does that word sound so weird? Figure in art history.
Yes, using ready-mades is an important thing that we also have to learn about. Taking found objects found in nature, found in the world, that you tweak, do something to it, display in a gallery, whatever you want with it, whatever your heart desires. And then we get into the lovely task of being able to challenge what contemporary art is. So that was a stepping stone in art. So you have to know it. Congratulations.
I ended up with 3 Marcel Duchamp books at my apartment because Foster, who joined us on the podcast, the taxidermy guy,
Foster,
he
did you ask
bought
us that
3. I
question?
think he did. I think he is the one who asked us that question. He bought 3 Marcel Duchamp books and then left them at my apartment.
That's so many.
I know. Actually, one of them, the title was really
And I
funny.
don't know anything, like, I don't think I don't know, I kind of just assume that, like, all artists that I study are shitty. That way I don't, like, have to be disappointed later, but I don't know anything about him other than, like, personality or, like, personal-wise. Like, I don't think or know if he was, like, I don't know if he was, like, an asshole or not.
I don't know. I think that I love to hate on him because that's exactly what he wanted us to do. You know what I mean? Okay, what is your Christmas aesthetic if it were a Pinterest board?
You guys can't really see the Christmas decorations I put out, can you?
Do you want to see your planty? You can see it over here.
It just looks like
that's her
nothing
tree.
with lights on it.
That's her tree. When we talked about it on the podcast, and she was like, "Do you want to see my tree?" That's her tree.
You guys can't see the flowers in it though.
I'll pull one out. Beautiful.
It's cute. Yeah. I am like a cross between. That's quite a look.
Thank you.
Wow.
Kind of like. Keep going.
It's quite distracting. I am a cross between like a nice, like traditional, like red and like green Christmas. But then the other half of me wants to do like full glam, like pink, just like fun and sparkly.
Yeah.
But I have like these like little Christmas trees, and they're like soft pink. So
yeah.
those are cute. So that's kind of like the vibe I want for this year, just because I have little trees, and then I have this situation. So we grew up with like a very like red kind of
red
but like
vibes,
really like
for sure,
beautiful and shiny, but also I don't know, just kind of like a touch of like nostalgia, like ornaments.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
back in your planty.
Oh, thank you. Planty. What about you?
I definitely like more sparkle.
Yeah,
like I like glittery things.
You do.
Glittery. Okay. So yeah, I definitely like more sparkle. I definitely love white and gold for the holidays. I want a frosted tree. I really want to get a real Christmas tree next year and flock it. I don't think that's going to happen.
From where?
A Christmas tree farm.
Didn't you say you wanted to drive
I wanted to
Vermont?
go to Vermont. I wanted to go to Vermont to pick up a Christmas tree because that's very Vermonty. It just
very Vermonty.
I just wanted to do that, and I didn't think it would be a big deal. But we got a cool tree. We made our tree.
Yours looks so good. No,
Thank
it did
you.
look good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I came to like it.
But one year I want to go to Vermont, and I want to cut down a Christmas. That sounds sad when you say that. I want to pick out a Christmas tree. I don't want to cut it down. It's so sad. And get a tree, and make it white and gold, and I want to frost it, and I like that for the holidays. Yeah.
And I what? Did we ask this one? No, we didn't. City with the most art history?
No. I would think Paris, but I'm biased.
I feel like I remember when you were in Italy, you just were more overwhelmed there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Paris, I feel like it is a newer city. That's true because of the French Revolution when it was kind of rebuilt in the 1800s. So Paris as a city, like architecturally, is not necessarily the most. That's a really good point, Gianna. But I just think of when I think of art history 101, I think of, the Louvre. Like everything you could ever want is in there. And then if it's not, you just go to the Orsay. And if it's not there, you just go to the Pompidou. And I feel like maybe museum wise, Paris is the city with the most like traditional Western art history 101, 102 art in it. You know what I mean? But if you think about architecture and the cityscape, you might do Rome because you have the ancient ruins, you have the Renaissance, like Greece. I would say, I don't know, like you could think about Greece architecturally too, but I think Rome or Florence, but I don't know, which is just one city. I might pick Rome second.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah. I just remember you being like coming home and like doing this little reenactment because you were like, oh, I turned the corner. I'd be like, a statue. Oh no, more art. Like
it was like every time
like freaking out, like getting overwhelmed.
It was overwhelmed, like the churches, because you want to see it and they're all so beautiful. But our tour guide would be like, a beautiful church, and like you just like you go in there and you're like, yeah, this looks just like the one next door. Like they're just
it all kind of starts to blur together a little bit when you're only there for such a short amount of time.
You have to go so fast. And then, like, you know, our guide be like, oh, yes, like, here's Caravaggio to your left, and here's Michelangelo to your right. Just, like, chilling in a church, you know, just, like, hanging out, not, like, behind a glass, just, like, there. And you're like, we just saw one next door. You know? Like, but I don't know. Maybe Paris. I would pick Paris because I just want to go there.
Wait, I have a follow-up question then because you mentioned it. If you got to rewrite Art History 101, what would be your dream syllabus?
I think that I would do something where it was maybe only women, like we only talked about, or just like maybe we talked about non-white artists, like teaching art history 101, not from the male artist perspective.
Yeah.
You know, so still doing like, I mean, you would still do traditional Western art, but I would teach all of that through a non-white male lens. So that might be like the way I start thinking about the class.
Yeah, which there are a lot of, well, what I was going to say and what I was just looking at over there was that APT brother-in-law Josh Turner got Phoeben a book for Christmas, and it's basically like U.S. history told through like other perspectives, cool. You know, not the colonizers' like perspective. So just in terms of like a history perspective, I feel like we're getting a lot of like actual like books like from those different perspectives. But that's in terms of like broader history. That'd be interesting to look in for like art history.
Yeah, that's probably how I would start the class. I would also add pop culture from the start. Like I would incorporate pop cultural things into what we're learning. You know, that's not from a cis white male thread.
So I'd also just want to talk about like, what do you guys want to talk about? I know little like, but they just babies like wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, well, the art majors might, but the people who are in there just to be in there, they wouldn't even know what to say. So I'm like, I've never been to a museum before. Like, God, like, what the fuck? Like, whatever.
Whatever.
I hate those kids. So I've never been to a museum. It's like, what are you doing? What are we doing? Wait, you made a Pink Panther reference the other night. What was it? It was Ramona Rock. That was oh my god, that's what it was. We were watching A Christmas Carol. We were watching George C. Scott, A Christmas Carol, and the person in the Pink Panther who plays Ramona Rock, the casino owner, he played Mr. Cratchit.
No, he didn't play Bob.
He played his nephew. His nephew. He played Scrooge's nephew. And then we were trying to figure out, like, what's that guy from? And I think Gianna just looked at me and was the casino owner.
The casino owner.
Oh my gosh.
God, what a great work of art.
I love that quote is the one that like finally made its way through. Like never before in my life have I needed to use the casino owner.
I know, as like in a context, because we're always saying like good one.
That's a really we say that a lot.
Or what's another one for the film?
And you say what's another one from the film? Like it's a high-ass piece of art.
Hey, Beyonce's in it.
Beyonce is in it. So it does make
she would not be in a...
It does make
nothing less than a film.
Unpopular opinion you each individually hold about... Oh, an unpopular opinion you each individually hold about an artist, art form, or a piece of art. Unpopular opinion about one of those.
Ooh, man, I saw this question. I feel like I had a really good answer.
Unpopular opinions about a lot of things. Oh, I have one.
Okay, go.
I like the Mona Lisa. I like it. It's perfectly fine.
I
You
like
know,
the Mona Lisa.
I like the Wizard of Oz. I think the Mona Lisa is
I like the
lovely.
Tin Man.
She is so lovely. And like people in art history think that they're being like fucking smart when they're like, oh, the Mona Lisa, she's so small in real life. You know what I mean? Like I feel like
Cool.
people in art history love to be like, the Mona Lisa sucks or whatever. You know, she's like nothing. I like her. I think she's beautiful. I like all the conspiracy theories surrounding her.
Mm-hmm.
She's great. Yeah, she's small and you have to like go through a big crowd to kind of get up to her. But once you get up there, it's nice. You check off a big bucket. That's a big bucket list, you know, like seeing the Mona Lisa. Not everybody gets to do that.
Yeah.
And I appreciated the experience. But I can't say that around art historians. They'll be like, you're an idiot. Let's see. Okay, this one is a question for you, Gianna. Pop culturally, all the show remakes, like what the fuck is this new Gossip Girl?
I've not watched it because I'm scared to. They look so mean. And like from
Yeah.
what I hear, I don't know. I think like the bullying is probably taken to like a whole new kind of, I don't know,
Yeah.
kind of how I feel about like Euphoria. Like I haven't been able to watch Euphoria.
Oh, I like Euphoria.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I need to like step away from like Mean Girl vibes. But I've watched all of like the OG Gossip Girl. And it's not great.
I've never watched Gossip Girl.
I mean, you don't have to. You're not missing out on much.
Yeah,
It's just
I've been told I
really-
look like Leighton Meester.
Yeah, you do.
That's so nice.
That's so nice.
Yeah, I don't like all the remakes.
I'm not into the remakes. Have
It's
we
just
not talked
bothering
about
me-
like remakes and like in general, like even with like movies?
I don't
It's
think
just
we have like West Side Story, this new remake. I
don't need it.
on a small, minuscule, tiny level, I appreciate what Steven Spielberg might be doing with the cast. However, why don't you just make a new movie and hire a diverse cast? You know what I mean? Like, just make a new movie. You're not
Yeah.
making the old one any better. You're just making something weird.
And also just like the remake's just like not that great. I don't
Also, if you're gonna do a remake, I feel like Broadway's the way to do it. You know what I mean? They came back with Oklahoma, and I think it, you know, it worked to
Yeah.
a certain extent. Like, I think that revamps on stage are a lot better than a remake of a movie trying to make the old movie better when that's just not necessarily gonna happen.
Yeah, I just feel like we've been living in an age of reboots for quite a long time, but
Yeah.
we are seeing it in TV more, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like now they're doing How I Met Your Father.
But Hilary Duff is in it, and I want to watch it. And
Yeah.
Tian Tran, who is on a podcast I listen to, Hysteria.
Yeah.
She's like a cast member.
Did you ever watch How I Met Your Mother? Was that a show you watched?
No,
Yeah.
but I like Hilary Duff.
Yeah, I'm excited for her. But
I wish Lizzie McGuire would have worked out.
yeah,
Makes
like
me so
that was
upset.
a reboot.
I
was
would have
here
been
for.
excited about Lizzie McGuire. But I got Younger. I liked Younger.
I loved Younger.
So that was kind of like what I envisioned Lizzie to be. Well, Gianna, should we ask like 2 more questions?
Yeah. Wait, I need to ask you one.
Okay. Ask me a question.
Okay. Just let me get into my notes. Beep boop, beep boop.
Can't possible. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. But you
Call me, beep.
Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. Yeah.
Sorry.
I think you said
3.
call me, reach me if you want to beat me.
Let's do fuck, marry, kill, Picasso, Duchamp, or Koons.
Okay, definitely marrying Jeff Koons. He has so much money. Like,
That's fair.
heck yeah, I married Jeff Koons. Whatever. He met Lady Gaga. I could be hanging out with Lady Gaga. I don't even have to hang out with my dumb husband, Jeff Koons. Marry Jeff Koons, for sure.
Get Gaga. Part 3.
Okay, who would like to Picasso?
Marry Gaga.
Picasso and Duchamp?
Yeah.
I think I would fuck Duchamp, and I would 1,000,000,000% kill Picasso.
1,000,000%. Jesus. Oh, ask me this one.
Okay. How do you feel about trendy art?
Not great.
Tell me more.
Contour, feminine, like contour line
yeah.
drawings that like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That, and also with like because the like geometrics or like the minimalism that's like really like trendy right now for like home decor too, I think is gonna go out very fast. It's not that I mind some of it, like some of it I really like, and I some of like the arches that people are doing with like wall decals or like contact paper, I think some of those are cool.
Oh, yeah,
but like,
yeah.
whoa, like we are taking the geometry, like all I
Yeah.
wanted like from a bathroom, I just wanted like a kind of a terracotta, like a deep orange like shower curtain, right? And when I typed in that color, I couldn't get one with it being this like trendy, like I don't know, like mint green or like light like sage green with like terracotta circles and like weird like black arches.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I just want something plain. Like I don't want these like arches that are gonna go out of style.
Yeah.
In like a month from now.
Yeah, I hear you.
Those are like some like trendy things that
rainbows are super trendy, which like I don't mind. I like rainbows, but I feel like rainbows like rainbow paintings. It's like cool.
Yeah.
I like rainbows just as much as the next person. But I don't know, like it's weird that that's like a trend in like jewelry, like kind of post Pride. Like I know we talked about the with the Pride, but I feel like post June, rainbows and rainbow jewelry and rainbow colors are just like I'm on board with it. But
there were some rainbow Kendra Scott earrings I almost got with my like birthday discount in September. Those ones are really cute.
They are cute. I know. Yeah, but I don't need it like on my wall. You know what I mean?
There's also this like weird art trend going on, and it's different, almost like a squeegee, like you kind of take to like squeegee your paint off of your paper. But if you let the paint sit, there's almost like an underpainting, and so when you wipe it away, it like almost reveals this image, but it looks kind of wiped away. That's been like really trendy right now. I'm not quite over that yet. I think those videos are quite satisfying.
Interesting.
And I honestly think the art is kind of cool in itself, but it's funny to see that, like, you know, kind of when people were doing like the poured resin.
I was just about to say that.
Resin.
I was literally, Gianna, I was just about to say resin art. Your resin
wedding,
molds.
Your
like
wedding flowers, like in like a pyramid, like resin, like blob.
Right.
Resin. Nuts. Also, resin is just like, guys, resin is nasty stuff. Like it's not
good for the environment.
Is it bad for the environment? But like it's not good like for you to like work. Like it makes me like really anxious when people are just using all this resin, and like it's really nasty stuff.
It doesn't biodegrade. It just is gonna sit on our planet forever.
Kind of toxic, so like be careful if you're using
be careful.
Resin.
Also stop using resin. Like stop putting like wildflowers in resin
and there are
selling them as earrings.
Well, and there are a lot of people now who are using like biodegradable like resin or resin alternatives that they're like I think like bean water, like something like that they can turn into,
I don't know,
resin.
I think that's empty. I drank the last of it. Oh, okay. Can I ask you the last one? Okay. And then you can pick one more for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we're on a long time.
Okay.
I thought of one. I don't know who sent this. If you could commission Michelangelo to make a Sistine Chapel type painting for you, what would you want it to look like? Oh, I have my answer. You go.
Okay.
You go.
Oh my God, you make me so nervous.
I thought of a good one.
I feel like that's my opportunity to like be the narcissist that I am.
I love that.
You know what I mean? Like I just like, how many opportunities do you have for like the master of all masters to do a portrait of you and do it like big and like grandioso? Like this is like, if I have the means to have him paint a space with like a huge ceiling situation, then like I feel like I've got to be in it.
Yeah.
Maybe I do it like Katy Perry style, but I'm in like a sea of like APT bubbles, like cute little like bubbles, but I'm like in cloud.
I love that.
That would be so cute.
I was thinking mine would be like Montero vibes. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, I would want, like, I don't know, maybe I would want Little Nas, but now you put that idea in my head to go with like a portrait of yourself. But I kind of like the idea of like Lil Nas being on my ceiling in like the pink Versace cowboy outfit. Like, I know that's not really the vibe that Montero was, but it's my painting. I can do whatever I want with it. So if I was like asking Michelangelo to do that, I think I would want a cowboy up there and a cowgirl.
Put a little yeehaw, howdy.
Yes, for sure.
I can't wait. I had a colleague I used to work with, and every like Teams email he would like
Oh,
send
yeah.
off, he'd always say howdy. And I love that. And now I like don't work with him anymore. Now I can like steal it and like I can be the one that uses howdy
I love
instead
howdy.
of hi team.
There's an idea I have. I don't know if I should share it, but we were telling Sammy about my Boston Cowgirl idea. I kind of want to
Oh my
change my
gosh.
Instagram handle to Boston Cowgirl.
I think you should. I think that's so
Should I
cute.
do it? Maybe I
Boston
will.
cowgirl.
Okay, we'll converse
Maybe I
after
will.
this recording.
Maybe I will.
Because I kind of want to dress up as a cowgirl and just like walk around Boston in my pink Versace cowgirl outfit, designed by Donatella herself. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be great. Super intense. Wouldn't that be fun? I don't know.
Do we have time for one more?
Yeah. What's your favorite and least favorite TikTok trends of 2021? You know the answers to these questions.
Okay, I quit TikTok like I told you guys. I don't know why you're still on TikTok. Get off TikTok and join me over
If you
here.
don't want to answer that one,
Not on TikTok.
you can answer a different one.
What is my least and most favorite TikTok
Yeah.
trend?
Yeah.
Okay, which TikTok trends? There were so many. I miss TikTok. Oh my gosh. I was telling you and Alyssa, I just miss like laughing hysterically with no one around.
I know, because my favorite ones aren't trends. I'm not really into like the dances and
I like some of them. If they're like a song I like.
some of
I'm trying to think. You know what I do love is the Doja Cat hand.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Oh, the one I really liked. It's Cowbar. I loved that TikTok trend. Or the one that was about like living in the South, and it was like you can tell when you walk outside and it's about to rain, and that music was like bang ding ding. I don't know. Least favorite TikTok trend. You know what I hated for a while was like when people would ask questions and it was like, what celebrity do you look like? Or there were like two girls and it was like the two girls every 5 seconds their question would pop up and then people would, like respond to it. Oh, what's your oh my god, what's your favorite celebrity interview moment? And that girl would ask, do you remember that? What's your favorite celebrity interview moment? And then it would cut to this, but like every time I swiped, it was like, what's your favorite celebrity? Like, I hated that trend.
Yeah.
And
she lasted a very long time. Good for her though, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so bad for you.
It is really bad.
It's like really bad. Like one day I was on it and it was like, well, one day I was on it and then I wasn't on it anymore. Like we don't have to talk about this.
One day I was on it and then I wasn't.
That's a good story.
We didn't do the one about Obama.
Oh yeah, we have to
Busted
look at
or
his
busted?
list.
What? Busted or busted?
Okay. Obama.
Okay, so this is Busted or Busted review of Obama's 2021 music film list.
Okay, well his music list, he got Brandy Carlisle. I'm trying to think. Lil Nas, Montero, Lil Nas on his
my top
list.
5, so there we go.
There's a lot. Oh, Freedom, John Baptiste. There's just a lot I don't know. There's a Sean Paul and Shaggy song.
That's okay.
Rumors, Lizzo and Cardi B. I feel bad I just haven't listened. Like I haven't listened to it. You know what I mean?
You haven't listened to the whole playlist?
I haven't listened to his favorite music of 2021.
What about film?
West Side Story is on Obama's list. I don't know about that,
I don't know.
Mr. President. I haven't seen the new one yet. Does he mean the new one or the old one?
Probably means a new one because they have.
I haven't seen any of these other movies. What does that say about the
The
movies
Power
I've
of
been
the
watching?
Dog, I did like. I was surprised that I liked that one, but
This is embarrassing. I haven't watched these movies. I haven't listened to his music. I'm the one doing something wrong, Mr. President, not you. Is that all we have? Okay. We're done.
We're done.
This was very fun.
I had a great time.
Now I'm ready for a snack.
I don't know if I have snacks. I'll get you some snacks.
Okay, cool.
We can get snacks. We can get snacks.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for all of your questions. That was so nice of you to send them in. And we love you. And we hope that this episode is bringing you a happy new year of 2022.
Yay! This was fun.
We'll guys know to do it again sometime.
We'll have to do it again sometime.
Maybe you could come to Boston next time.
Boston meetup would be very cute.
I
would come up for that.
Bostonian art Pop-Tarts. I'm lonely. You have to come to Boston. Or just tell me who's listening from Boston.
Or just tell me who's listening
from Boston. Oh, we have a mystery to solve. Who is listening from Frederick, Maryland? We need to know. Because if you're listening from Frederick, Maryland, we also have an art Pop-Tart who has been on the show multiple times, who also lives in Frederick, Maryland, and she wants to meet up with you because there's clearly another listener in Frederick, Maryland. Where is that listener? We have an APG meetup potential. And Frederick is so cute. It is adorable. I loved it there. So we have to know who you are.
I think after this, I'm not sure if anyone would be comfortable sharing their identity with us, but
just email us.
Yes.
All right.
Create a fake email account and then or anonymous email account.
Just
and then
tell us. Just hang out with our friends in Frederick, Maryland. Anywho,
can you not tell them who the friend is?
No, because I don't want to reveal her identity.
They might not like her. So I don't want to tell them right now.
There are Pop-Tarts. So that's all. And what do we normally say? You can email us, Frederick, Maryland, artpoptalk@gmail.com. Follow us at Art Pop Talk. And if you see about that Phoebe Buffet line where she's like, please, if you like my music, sign up for my emails and give me money so I can buy a computer. So give us money so we can make our show. If you go to our Buy Me a Coffee account, if you like the show and want to give a little donation, that'd be amazing. Also, one other thing that would be really cool is if you rated us on Apple Podcasts, because I can see that most of you listeners are listening on Apple Podcasts. So if you wanted to review us there, that would also be extremely helpful. We gotta go, folks. Bye. We'll talk to you on Tuesday.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.